Good night, and hearty welcome to you. Good night, good night. Good night, Nadine. Good night. Welcome for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And please touch the thumbs up button for me. Instead, good night. How are you, Paisley? Thank you for being here. As you come in, touch the thumbs up button, please. I always try to be nice. I am nice, but even try harder. You hear them say your parents learn you, they don't teach you, they learn your manners. Good. Know how that one sounds. Good night, good night. Yeah. Yes, that my mother, parents learn my manners. Sometimes you hear the things they have to laugh. Oh, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you very much. Feel relaxed, feel comfortable. You speak within the comment section. Something you hear you don't understand. If you ask and I can't give you a ready answer, I will surely go do my digging and get back because I don't like leading people astray. So I make sure the things I am putting forth, you can, it can be comfortable finding the answers. So thank you. You're here to teach me, I'm here to teach you. On this platform, though, there are certain things is not being done or are tolerated on this platform. One, I don't do mix up. Two, we need to be respectable, respectful of each other, their opinion, because each person's opinion is their opinion and they cannot be charged. They cannot put before the court of law for their opinion. So there are certain things we don't do over here. It is not healthy and we do not support it. The name of the channel do says, right? The name of the channel, you must be upward moving, right? Positivity, positive. Be more on the positive side than on the negative side. The negative side, it's going to make you throw you in all sort of a mood. Sometimes you're thrown in something you hardly can get out of. You understand? So tune your mind into positive. Negativity, please go. There's no place for negativity. With positive, you grow. With negative, you stifled. Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your subscription. I just put out that guideline. And um, as I said, we keep it clean as possible can. We keep it clean, or we try to keep it clean as possible can. So that is just that we establish that one, that this is how this side viewed things. Understand? If you're going to school and it's only negative you're getting, then you won't pass no exam. You won't be able to go to to move on to upward movements. Yeah. So we try to keep it on a level, and we try to let the supporters know that this is the style over here. We laugh, we talk, and yeah, you make your comment, and it must be respectful, regardless of who the person is. Be respectful. I thank you, and you are heartily welcome. Let me give you a shake. Good. You are welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Yes, good night to everyone that is coming. Good night, Miss Mel. And how are your day today? How are you today? How is everybody doing this evening, this night, this morning, wherever on the time zone you are? What and how do you do? How was your day? Was it a quiet one? Was it one of, I wouldn't like to have that day tomorrow? It's not the day, though. The day is perfectly good. There is no flaws on the day. There is no bruises on the day. The day is good. What is bad or not so good is the plans that we put in place and they went somewhere else. They did not work out as planned. But if you're talking about the day, oh my God, it is squeaky clean, perfect good. The sun rises when it was supposed to rise. It did not miss a minute. And the sun do its job throughout the day. And it sets when the time for it to set. And it's gone to another place, working same way, and the day closes. So the sunlight is gone and the night stepped in. Yes. So there's nothing wrong with the day. Very often we said, oh, I have a bad ear day. Is the ear enough? But we put it on the day. Why? Have you ever think about it? Oh, what was it? I have a bad ear day. I have a bad hairstyle. The hairstyle went somewhere else. The wind took it and threw it, or it never did fix good or something. But the day is okay. But we put it on the day. A bad hair day. We have to find something else and leave the day from it and leave the night. Because these things that God made, they are perfect. There is no imperfection in what God has designed, create, and make. None whatsoever. The imperfection is with the human. Hear him say, all prospect pleases him, except man. We are the only one that make trouble, you know. The trees not making any trouble, the grass not making any trouble. Those that lives in the wild, they're quite okay with their habitat and they're good. Those that live in the sea, oh goodness, they're good. They're enjoying their element. We are the only one that give trouble. Yeah, we are the only ones that make trouble. Anyhow, let me start with those that are here and finish with those that are coming. Tonight again, I welcome you to be at Aquarians Positivity Positive. Your host, of course, is none other than yours truly. For those that are out of my time zone, we are not sharing the same time zone. I welcome you. I welcome you, and I appreciate your support to the channel. I appreciate your support, near or far. For those that have just subscribed to the channel, I welcome you. I welcome you. Sit in, have a good vibes. Except I need the thumbs up button to be lively. It's all alone sitting there. It needs something. Okay. For those that have currently someone that is sick tonight, you know, our prayers are with those that have relatives, friends that are sometime in the institution. They are on their bed of affliction. They are wailing with pain, For some reason or the other, the diagnosis that the doctor gives, sometimes it left them in wonderment. They are wondering, will I, would I, should I, and all the questions that come to them. And one question most of the time people ask, why me? So why not you? Yeah. So we don't need to ask these questions. We just need to put it before the Almighty. Give it to Him. Leave it with Him. And He'll work the purposes out. Good night, Davian. Daviax. David. David Ax. Or yeah. Good night and welcome. So, for those that are caring for those people, they need to be strengthened. And ask the Lord to really give you that added and needed strength and the knowledge. Increase the knowledge to deal with the job that you have. Because sometimes we say we know it and we know it, but we may know it one way, but there's a next way that leads to the ultimate same conclusion. Right? So caregivers need to be strengthened because a lot of things can cause the wiring in your brain to cross. The neurons in the brain can get crossed and different things start come out of the person because guess what? Something went wrong up here. So to get it corrected, then perhaps the neurology can't even do it. But the man who made the brain, who made the body, who put in all the organs, he can do it. He is the maker, the designer, the everything. He is supposed to be the repairer as well. And not supposed to be, he is the repairer. If we allow him to repair, he will do the repairs for us. For those that have person that passed away, since evening someone have called me and I saw one of the person and what they were saying and I said, "Oh, do you sound like that?" And she get the sad news just this evening. She's in this country now. Her 8-year-old granddaughter have just passed away suddenly. So she is not in a good spot. Now the mother and other siblings are grieving for their little sister. And she said the little girl was up, upbeat right up to bedtime. And in the night, she realized that the child was in her bed with her, and the child was extremely hot, and started to use the bathroom. And by the time she could get to the hospital with the little girl, the unthinkable happened. What she's not looking to hear, that is what she heard. So sometimes things happen unexpectedly. Because she went to school, she went fine, go to school. But this is another thing too. Most nurses will say to you they love to work with children. You know why? If the child, when the adult, even a slight pain, even a pain that they should put out to resist against, they cry. Children will be on the last thread and they are skipping, upping, and jumping. It must be very serious. And you look at it and say, oh no, man, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Yeah. And as soon as they start to feel a little better, they're up and about again. And you say, but you're sick. This is how they garner their strength to get back and forth. I just said the little girl went to school quite okay, get back home. Last night she was talking to the little girl. The little girl was telling her of her school work, what she did at school, of her school friends, and sharing the moment with her. And this afternoon, it's only that could have hit her. Yeah. So things are so unpredictable at times. So for those that have persons that passed away in the family, friend, neighbor, whoever it is, give your support to these people. They need your support, Richard, tonight. And thank you for being here. They needed your support. You're living near to the person or so, give them your support. Support them even to call, even to say, but give your support. Because who would say that little 8-year-old girl would have on a fridge tonight? The mother were not expecting that because she went to bed quite, quite okay. Yet, the underline could have been inside, which is always inside. So the high pitch fever. If she have had any understanding, which you don't know, and you can't whip her for that. She'll just get some cold water, be it ice water or anything, and immersed the child in. Bring down the fever pitch. Yeah, could have done that, but she didn't know. And with children, with parent and children, you need to know, need to learn and understand the first, and you'd call that home remedy before you get to the hospital. They too will tell you. I remember working at the children ward, and we always have ice set up. And a child came in, and they had to throw the ice in the bath and lay out a child on the ice and throw ice over him. It was a little boy. His fever could have boiled the water. How hot he was. And what you're thinking is happening on the inside. All the organs now being started to, yeah. I had to throw him in the ice, and the natural ice, to bring the fever down, get it under control. And then before. So she had to understand, but she didn't know. You don't know. And when you don't know, you just don't know. You understand? Yes. So for those that mourn tonight, at the end of the tunnel, there's always going to be light. There's some person mourning, not because they have somebody passed away, not because they know a friend, not because, but with their inner problem, with their own problem. There's nothing to do but mourn. And you're mourning as if somebody have passed away. You're mourning asking the question, how can I solve this problem? What must I do? Sometimes we reached out to, oh my goodness, they have nothing much, can't help the problem, but you reach out anyhow. You reached out anyhow. Sometimes the problem is so brave. It's like you're climbing on a mountain. It's like there's no light over there. But trust and believe. I always talk about God over here. because I have my personal connection with him. And I feel, I know he worked things out for me. Yes. So when I speak about God, it's God before the doctor. Because God Himself have to guide those doctors. Yeah. So He will work out the situation for you. Mourning may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. You want the morning forever. You want the morning forever. As I say to the grandmother up here, and she said, I haven't eaten from morning. I don't feel like eating. I am weak in my limbs. I said to her since night, you have to be strong for them. So put something in your stomach. If it's even water, put something in your stomach and be strong. Because somebody have to be strong for somebody. Yes. Have you seen my topic that I put up there? And it may look so funny of a topic, but these things do happen. And sometimes we mix them up due to the severity of the situation. Now, for those that have their significant other, for those, because it mainly goes like for that, for those that have a friend who you consider to be dear, near and dear to you, these things do happen within. It could be your parent, and most time, parenting and parent, it do happen. Miserable and upset. They sound alike, but they are different. Now, especially the male, they're always saying the woman miserable. Of anyone gone through that? If you speak about turning off the pipe was not turned off properly, you're miserable. If you say you left and say you're gone for within half an hour, you will be back, and you have never came back until 9 hours later, and you're talking about it, you are miserable. Tilling, where are you? I am with my friend. So, Martha, I still come back. So, I'm just going down to my friend. 24, 7 days a week, twice on Sundays, 24/7, 48/14. This person is going to their friend. They are spending more time with their friend than the time they spent with you. Let's say it's your husband. Let's say it's your lover, and you both live together, and he's home from work or for whatever he occupies his time throughout the day or what. And you are apparently home from work, get home tired, do what you have to do, and you're expecting that this person, husband, lover is going to sit in with you. And the next you know, he's dressed and he said to you, so, but I thought you were going to be, no, I'm going down to my friend. The gentleman could get home from work. And let me tell you, when you go to work and you get at your domicile, it is the nicest thing because you get away from all of the tussle, hustle, and everything at your workplace or even your own business because you have to be dealing with employees. So when you get home, you don't want to be nowhere. You just want to be home. You just stretch. Yeah, I'm home. Thank God I'm home. And when Mr. Right or Mr. Sir is at home and he get home and you both are there for a venture, you two join the kitchen together and all the rest of these things. And the next, so Patsy, where you going? I'm just going down to see my friend. So it happened on the both side of the scale it does happen. And look at the man take a deep breath. Then I thought we were going to be home, city. I soon come back. I soon come back. Or you get the horn. Toot. Soon come. When that person get in, you already get your first dose of sleep. So even if you have something to say to the person, you it's apparently gone because they left. This was in your intention. We are going to talk about this. We are going to talk about the car loan. We are going to and we are going to share what the day was at work. Something. And she gone or he gone. Now, you talk about it every evening you get home. And if it's that you didn't go to work and you are at home, you spend no time with me at home. So what is wrong? You spend all the time with your friend Jamie down the road, up the road or across the road. But all your time is spent outside, not acknowledging the person you have inside. All of your time is spent outside. And if the man start talking about it, my God, he's so miserable. He's talking about it. The first thing you do, he got upset. And he's upset with the situation that you have no time to even sit and reason with him, even over, let's say, trivial matters. Because there sometimes you came in and some little things you share, it bring a laughter. You understand? Something you want to say, sometimes he saw something and he want to say to you, say, you know, so and so happened. I have seen so even maybe coming and you see an accident on the road and you get home and you want to share because the person that you have, it's your companion, it's your company, it's your friend. So you are expecting after a hard day's work to get home, relax, and you two have a good friendly talk. But no, you are at your friend. And as soon as you're talking about it, you're too miserable. Why are you so miserable? You talk about everything. How would that contribute to be miserable? How would that be reach into the lane of being miserable? This person, be it the man or the woman, could you please touch the thumbs up button for me, please? And thank you very much. Be it the man or the woman, all they saw, miserable woman, you're too There's a folk song, there's a song out there. You're too miserable. They haven't seen what they are doing to you. You are like you left lonely. You are not in anyone's corner because this person come as if he or she is a guest just passing through, and they spend considerable time with their friend, and you are alone. Read, watch TV, go on the net, be on a channel like this, go on this channel or somebody else's channel, and you listen, and you're trying to come to grip with yourself to know why is this happening. You are miserable when you are upset. But here what happened. When you are upset, it is short lived. It's not upset to damage you. No, you are upset, but you eventually get over it. On the other hand, of being miserable, as you are labeled to be, and if you eventually became miserable, no, that one drives you insane. But what I am trying to understand from these people are the person who say that you are miserable and I can't stay. That's why I leave because you're miserable. So you're going to your friend or your friend to complain. Why I don't know what happened to Patsy. She just miserable, son. She just miserable. He is not looking on the hardcore facts that this person is alone. All he's saying is miserable. Listen to some of the advice. I don't know how you live with that miserable man. I don't know how you live with that miserable woman. If the woman miserable, run well left the woman, man. He's already doing that. He's already going about in business already. And that is some of the advices that is out there. Who's been complaining to don't ask why you said that she's miserable. Because he's not going to talk, say, every night, every evening, half of the day is being spent with his friend. He's not saying that. All he's saying is the woman miserable. Now, the woman, knowing that this is happening repeatedly, it became the norm that you came in, we barely have dinner together, we barely say hi to each other, we barely can share something with each other. You said you're gone to your friend. So what? You found comfort in your friend. You found peace and happiness in your friend. The sad thing with the friend is most of the time it turns out to be your friend. I have seen couple, not not a feebleness. It's true. Anything you hear, but that and hear. Something goes over true. The only difference, I wouldn't be calling any names. I won't be giving an identity. But it goes. Something does happen. And every evening, husband came home. The seeker. Good night. God bless. Thank you very much. And he would be around a little bit and moving around and moving around and moving around. And then he said, okay, I am going to see this customer. I'm going to see this friend. And he's always gone. And he is getting home between 12 and 2 o'clock. And he gets home, and as the wife said, "Then what happened to you? I am here worrying when there's something happened to you." He can't talk because he's tired and he's just hit the bed and he's gone into a sleep. And that thing went on for a while. Until the wife, one evening, she went somewhere and she was coming back. His unit was parked at a spot. So she get home. He's gone to a friend. She thought that friend was, distant out. The night, when it's 4 in the morning, Mr. Sir have not been home. And for some reason, she between sleep and wake, she couldn't sleep because he's not home and all the rest of it. He's a driver. She's wondering if something could have happened to him on the road, whatever. So she get out of her house, standing in front of her house in the yard, and only to see her husband coming through a door. No, he's gone, and she is living on the right hand side of the road, adjacent to the door that he's coming out of. When she stand there, is her husband opening door come out, and all hell broke loose. That's where he was going, just across the road from his house. And he's doing that for a while, until when the wife find out. And all the 4 o'clock turned into something else that morning. Did she stop? Oh no. Did she? So most of the time, you are miserable. And it's because you're miserable, you're driving the man away. Find out what the woman asked about. Because any woman, any man, you get home and you cannot spend no time with your person. Run joke, man. Give some joke. Talk about some funny things. Something. Listen to our music. But you are saying you're going to your friend. I am going to visit my friend. Most of the time is the friend. So the cover up is you're going to that friend, but that friend have a friend who is meeting you there. So you don't have no time. And when you speak, you are miserable. What a woman miserable. Me just can't take this. She too miserable. Not miserable, you miserable. You are upset. And anyone would do. Being so upset. Because every evening is the same thing. So you will be coming home from anywhere you are coming from. And you know, oh, it's going to be me alone again at home. Oh yes, it's going to be only me again at home. I know about other situation that the man is gone to visit with his friend, and the woman took him to have baby. And when he pleased to get home, the woman is not in the house. She have to call the neighbor. And when he get home, he could not have visited that time. He has to wait until the next day, in which the baby was already born. Visiting with his friend. The friend always turn out to be the lover. You understand? And you are labeled as a miserable person. You are labeled to be the most miserable and cantankerous and all the names that you can find. You're miserable here, you're miserable, and I can't stay. And I am gone. I rather to stay out. I rather to stay with the boys than to be home because you're miserable. No, you tell me. The woman, the same thing. She's out with her friends, and when the man say, "What call? Oh, every evening you're gone. You're gone with your friends, or you leave, and you don't come because I am with my friend. I am with my friend. I am with my friend," and it caused a rift in the house, in whatever ship you are in, whether the relation or whatever ship. It caused the ship to be sinking. The relation get out of the ship and leave the ship to sink. Eh? So we have uses the wordings to say miserable, but nobody stopped to find out why this person and all of who is here in the story, they are not asking the question and ask it good. Because if you're miserable, it must be something. You don't just get up and miserable, so it it must be a cause, it must be a reason. Because nobody in their right mind just get up and just start beat up on you and start behaving as no, something is wrong. Something is wrong, bitterly wrong. Right? When you're upset, you're feeling extremely bad about the situation, about something. Yes, you have to feel bad because there's something that upsets you. But then you will say, okay, it will get better one day. I'll get over it. I am feeling upset about this. Mr. James, Mr. John, whoever he is, Miss Patsy, Miss Dawn, or Miss whoever you are, I am feeling bad about it. And this is what. But you're miserable. You're upset because you get in and you can't stay in your home for a moment to stay with your family, for you to watch the TV together, for you to share a channel together to say, well, then listen to what this person said, and you're gone. So that brings upsetness, of course. But you call it miserable. When you are upset, you may have to use the public transportation and you're going to work or to whatever business to be conducted. And the person said, okay, get here by 3 o'clock. And you do your utmost best to reach there 3 o'clock. And it up on that time, your vehicle decide to give trouble. Or you use the public transportation and there's a hold up. 3 o'clock, you get there 10 minutes after 3. The person who you're to meet at the office is gone. You're upset. You are upset about that because this was, let's say it's a job interview, let's say, and this was what happened. That makes you upset. That makes you upset. If you're looking after something and let's say one of your nice teacup got broken. Oh my God, why this have to happen? You get upset, but you sweat the pieces together and throw it out, and you're good again. You're good to go again. No, nothing more. But listen, being miserable, you have to reach to the point where you're no longer being upset. Now you are in a miserable state because you cannot figure out what is happening. What's going on? I can't figure it out. You can't figure out your son leave to go one place and end up in another place. Should have been home by such time and gets home much later. It puts you in a spot of worry. Where were you? You're not getting that. Or if you do get it, you're getting it with a good, nice, fat, juicy lie. Right? You're getting it with a juicy piece of lie. Nothing go like that. It causes you to depress. It's just like you said, I am pissed. It depresses you. The person said, you piss me off. It is short lived and you move on. But being miserable is a, a rock, a stone. It throws in a sadness. You are sad. You are in a state of distress. You are unhappy. When you have to touch the miserableness. And just what I said before, a person, those are the things that's going to trigger you. You can't stay home. You can't be home with your family. If it's just you and that person alone, why you can't be home? He is telling you that you are miserable. You are going to continue talking. And then you are going to be looking on. So what is the problem? What's the reason? You start depressed. Throw you in a line, in a lane, into a in a depression because you start thinking. Your brain start working overtime. You are thinking what it is, what's next. And with so doing, you get cold. It's as if that person do not exist. Because they pull away from you while you are trying to go to them. And in their doing and pulling away, you reach to the point where you start questioning yourself. You start asking the questions to yourself, which honestly you can't give no answers. What have I done wrong? And you are getting depressed. You get sad. You keep being sad all the time. You are unhappy. You are an unhappy soul. Then you have to be start seeking comfort somewhere else. When you start seeking, and nobody wants to be in a depression state. Depression is nothing look, taste, or feels good. When you are touched into a depression mood, it's like you lost interest in your own self. You don't care if you shower. You don't care if you change your clothing. You just into that depression mood. And miserableness drives you to that. Now, some person will say, look, when you start seeing this, it is time for you to put on your spikes and start to hit the track. If you cannot bring yourself to find something else to occupy your time and tell yourself, I don't care what you do, where you go, and when you come. If you don't try to do that, you will be on the street of depression. And depression, you have to be going to the doctor, start getting antidepressant. That's the pill, you know. And you eventually going to be depending on this to keep you quiet, to keep you. So if you're in something like this, find something to occupy your mind Do, in spite you may work, find an hour or two to volunteer to do something. What you're doing is occupying the space with something else. That you bring yourself into a sense of, I don't care. I don't care. You come and say hi, and how is it? It's okay. Okay, I'm going to see my friend. Okay, you're always going to see your friend. So, oh yeah, yes. Find yourself being occupied. Find yourself. There are so many things that you can. If you're not even like bowling, go do bowling. Go do something. Do something. Many things can be there for you to do. And when you find yourself, depending on the severity of your depression, you reach into hopelessness, help, helpless. After a length of time, you're hopeless, you're helpless, you're worthless, and you are depraved. These are some of the things that leads. These are the tentacles that came off miserableness. And if this person is doing these things continually, you are going to be miserable. You are going to be tempted to say, I can do what the guys can do and still be a lady. Of course, you can do it. Of course, it can be done. But with valuing yourself and value who you are and what he should be like, it won't lead you to go down that road. And it do not put you in a position to say, let us go see what him is doing down at his friend. Because you might be so surprised until you can come back to yourself. You will be so surprised what you met on. It's better you had gone to see where he is. He is with his friend. Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow every day. Every day with your friend don't have to see you. Something is going funny, right? But you, whether the man or the woman, find some activities to do, because being pissed is one thing. Being upset, those are the soft part of the things. Because you're being upset and in no time that blown off and that, come together again and so on. But when you have to beat into the part of miserable, because that is where they put you, you are miserable. Once you talk about the thing, you are miserable. And it's gonna have you continue talking. Each time go and come, you are talking, so therefore you are gone on the avenue. Steven, good morrow. Good. You are now on the avenue of miserable being miserable, and of course, bit by bit, you're getting there. I'm depressed. I can't continue like this. You're at work, you can't do the people and work. You're at your own job, you can't even sometimes close your own business place. Because you do not know what is happening. It is throwing you into a place where you don't want to go. That's one of the places you would never like to be. Because when you're grabbing up depression, unhappiness, hopelessness, because also many times, be it our partner or no, well, it will be our partner, we put every expectation on them. And because this expectation is so heavy, you are expecting this from them. You are expecting that. And you expect them to be this. And so your expectation is a huge one that you put on them. When the expectation is not being met, then it throws you in a tantrum. It throws you all over the place. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're coming from. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. Because of the expectation that you throw. You heap up this type of expectation and deep within your mind, this is what you're talking about. Likewise, the man, and so the woman. The difference with the man now, they will be depressed. And they are, some persons, well, some will say, well, then, they're hopeless because I have hurt. But the woman, thrown into the depression so deep that they start get a mental breakdown, mental melting away, because that's what depression do to you. You are start melting away because of the expectation. This type of expectation. Hope for the best and expect the worst. Hope for the best and expect the worst. So never you put $1 million expectation on the, don't matter, he could marry you with all of the gold from Fort Knox. Do not. Do not put all your expectation there. And the woman could have good more than gold. Platinum and silver. Diamonds and pearl. Put not that amount of expectation. Because when the expectation is not being met, these are the qualities that get out of you. You don't know how to go, you don't know how, you get sad, you're unhappy, you are hopeless. What am I going to do? And this is what breaks a lot of humans. They start talking to themselves, they have no friend, they don't see themselves worthy again, and they do so much crazy things When you are pissed off or upset, it does not cost you your job. You will able to function because you're upset at home, and by the time you reach there, you put on a nice smile and everybody else being happy and jolly, and you get in the mood of whatever. You still keep your job. But when you are in miserableness, bordering on to depression, you cannot keep your job. Your job left you, or you left your job. Because you're bordering on mental unbalance. That is what happened to you. You cannot function. You eventually start feeling awful about other people. You push yourself down to the rock bottom that you can't see how to float up. So listen. In this world with human being that we're dealing with, it can be a disappointment in all aspects of life. And sometimes, but I never know that you'd have done that. I never know that. Too much expectation. Don't expect that is the perfect woman or is the perfect man you get. Do not say, well then, he will never or she will never. Never use those words. Expect, hope for the best, and expect the worst. Put yourself in a position that you will get up tomorrow morning and he said goodbye to you. I'll see you later. And he never turned back. And there you go. And there you go. And the tears are flowing. And you stop eating. You can't go to work. Because there you go. Because we eat too much expectation on each other. There's no perfect you nor no perfect me. The only perfect person or the perfect being is the Almighty Himself. But we are all imperfect. So it's my friend. And my friend will not do me this. Excuse me. The thing you think your friend won't do you, it did you worse. Sometimes the friend that your person is going to look for, as I said before, it is another friend, that friend of another friend. When you found out, maybe he make his litter. And you're saying that he will not do it, he will not do it. He did it. He did it without even consideration. He did it. Apparently, when he catch up and said, oh, why did I? Well, you do it. You know what you were getting into. You know what you're doing. You know when the blood rush from the brains and get down to the organ, what is happening? And this is where you put yourself. So it's not that you don't, I don't know what I do. Of course, you know what you do. You know it quite well. Nobody blindfold you and put you in this situation. Nobody did that. So whatever you get into, you knew quite well. You get into it with your eyes wide open and you jump into it. You know what can be sad? The person the people go out there and see, it's a friend of the friend. Oh, I know this person. She is a friend of my co-worker. Maybe she came to your house and she visited with you. She never come visit you, she just come look how the man stay or how the woman stay. And poor you don't know. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know until you know. Until you know. So you are labeled asking question by being miserable. And that is what takes you over. That took you off your feet because now you really become miserable. You're miserable with yourself. You're miserable with everybody around you. You don't know what to do with yourself. You don't know how to handle the depression. You don't know how to handle the condition. You don't know how to handle what caused you to be in such position. Find a game. Find somebody who can play the games with you. So if you have to go sit and watch a match, sit and watch a match. Make yourself be occupied in order to keep your sanity. Because if you don't do that, you're going to lose your sanity. And the persons who are going to visit with their friend will be still visiting with their friend. And when they finish with that friend, they move on to a next friend. And the cycle goes on. The cycles keep rolling on. So be careful of the things you see that approached you in your daily living, in your relation. Do not be surprised. Do not be anxious either, but live one day at a time. And when you see certain things started to creep up at your doorstep, prepare yourself how you are handling it. What are you going to do? Are you going to put yourself in a mental home? Or are you going to stay relevant? To find yourself, even if you're working, go to the gym. And Mr. Gym get a lot of ladies, I don't know why Miss Gym. But anywhere you will ask the lady, go down to Mr. Gym and you'll find her. Mm-hmm. Gym. Go to the gym. Hang out with somebody who will speak positive things to your ears. You may not want to hear some things, but listen. Because if you don't do that and break the entire misery that is coming, you are going to end up losing out, losing what you have around you, lose the man or the woman. They move on with their life and they are happy going through while you are sad, while you are in depression, while you are unhappy, while you are hopeless. do that. Yes. Yes. Now, the next part of my thing is there any man on this program? I almost sure yes, we have. How about the men going in the kitchen? I think of some things was to carry tonight to, display them and find out from the man. They know the cooking fork, or they know the spoon, they know the serving spoon, and the things. No, ladies or man or men, be familiar with your kitchen. Be very familiar with your kitchen. We want to see more men joining the cooking throng. Be in your kitchen. Do not always sit and rely on the outside kitchen outside. Learn to twist your things yourself. Get friendly with the kitchen. Took over the cooking sometime from your significant off. And ladies, if they don't understand, do not be afraid to teach them the rope of the kitchen. Do not be afraid to let them know, yeah, kitchen for you. So take a relaxation, take a back seat, and allow the husbands, the expected husbands, the those that are dating, leading or intended to date, leading up to dating, on dating, the law that goes on and what is the end result of that. Be active in your kitchen, man. Yeah, show up to the kitchen. If it is even to do a egg, whether you scramble the egg or you poach the egg, but do something in the kitchen. Help your other half in the kitchen. See something and say, well, then I would like to do this one. I would like to prepare this. Prepare for your family. Do some cooking and not just one time or two times. Get familiar and love the kitchen. Yes. I like to see the chef. I love to see the male chef. I love to see when they know the thing. Yes. And they're not afraid to ask. You're not like some of us women. You don't know it and you pretend that you know it. Ask question, man. Ask question. Yes. Ask the question them. Yes, Josh. You do cook. Good. And remember, you cook. Oh, that part go. Oh, you cook for yourself. So what about cooking for your companion? Do you do cooking for your companion too? Yeah. Get familiar with the kitchen. The kitchen is one of the best places to go. You look around in the kitchen and you decide to put this together and put this together. Yes, it is nice. I love when the men learn. And I want to tell you something. First time in OMIC, it was only girls. It was only women going into um, clothing and textile in in OMIC. It was only women. And surprisingly, men, the boys, who are not really educational inclined, they're not good up there, but they are good in other things. A lot of them, a lot of them is now going in OMIC class. My daughter used to teach OMIC, and three-quarter of her students. And what is not some of the time they have not came voluntarily, but when she looked at their grades and whatever, she said, "You're not leaving the school to just go out there. You need to do something. Join the OMIC class." And she used to have many boys that she pulled them. She is so missed from that school because she said too much boys are getting themselves in trouble out there. So if they have something, so they're not good at the maths, they're not good at the English, they're not good at this, they're not good, but there is something that they are good at. So she pulled them in her OMIC class. Yeah. And many of them today is working in big hotels. Many have opened their own. And she is a young teacher. But that was her special area, OMIC. Good. Your grandmother did the right thing. That you show you that you don't have 10 thumbs, fingers. Yes, she have done you good. There's so many things you can do from what you learn. The persons who there's a pie company, and it was started in the person in their kitchen. Mommy teach the young man to do his thing, and him start trial and error, trial and error, trial and error until he get it right. And that party became a big thing out. Yes. Right. So the men, and if you have your children and your boys, do not exempt them from the kitchen. Whatever you're doing in the kitchen, pull them in the kitchen and teach them the very same way, like your grandmother do, and like many others. Their parents teach them to cook, and they in turn, some of them, their girlfriend, their wives, teach them to cook, and they utilize it. So not only some person says, is the girl to do this, is the girl to know. Let the boys be efficient. Because if they don't know how to do the thing, they will get half cooked food and they think it nice. It not taste good. So you teach them the rope of the kitchen. They must know that they took up a dinner plate and the dinner plate don't look clean. You don't accept it. You go out in the restaurant, and if your surrounding, your table not clean up, get up. You're talking about food. So teach the boys. Get the men and boy in the kitchen. Ladies, wives, let them have a time in the kitchen, man. Let them have a time in the kitchen. Give them the kitchen and you sit back. Okay? It was all good. And when man cook, a man that can cook, when him cook, the food tastes good. They put their all in it. Men cooking is always tasting a bit different from how women cook. And the man that really can do his thing, when him finish, yes, it is well done. Well done. So I am going to end live at this time. I have to be up pretty early in the morning to be out of here. So I am going to be, this is one of the weekend that I am going to be out. So get my things packed and be on the road to beat the traffic tomorrow. So thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Welcome again. And the like button must be acknowledged. Please acknowledge the thumbs up button. Please acknowledge the thumbs up button. Give the thumbs up button a like. Let it feel happy and not being depressed. So, as I end my thing, be it man or woman, if you see that you have to be going to get in this mode of miserableness, and if you have to walk. You should be able to make up your mind. But when you see certain flags, red flag, it's easy for you to leave than you being there and you are hurting yourself to the point of no return. If it is a man giving trouble, when you reach the point of no return, no other person wants you. You can't even see no other person. So if it's got to be that, and you two cannot sit and talk it out, lay the cards on the table, and solve the problem, it's better to say goodbye. Um. Oh yeah. Well, people say karma. But you know what the Bible says? What you sow, you will reap. So it's always a sowing time and a reaping time. And trust me, the sowing might look sweet, but the reaping is never always sweet because you're getting what you sow, and you're getting it in abundant. You're getting it by the pile, by the heap. So I believe more in what you sow is what you're going to reap. I believe that one more than the karma. Oh yes, the karma, but man, yeah. So it is easy to keep your sanity, to keep your to keep to keep your mental intact than you stay in something that is not getting any better. It's getting worse by the minute, and you're still sitting in it. No, I think is this Calypso guy. I don't remember if it was Sparrow who sing. He said, "Know when to run. Never count your money at the table. Know when to run. Know when to either hide or run. But you are to know when this thing is now turning a flood. I am in the part of really going under. So don't go under. Because they won't be afraid to throw you into a mental home with a whole lot of needle to you and you don't return. And what all of this for? You could have avoided it. You could have done better. You don't have to stay there and, bringing yourself into this. No. Run. Remove yourself from the situation and live happy and peaceful with yourself. It was a good one. Thank you for being here. I'll speak with you again. Yes. Thank you very much and good night. Good night, good morning. Hi, Stephen. Or is the other day you are? Oh yes, Kenny. Yeah, right. Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers sing that. So to the gambler, of course. So know when to take away yourself. Know when to take away yourself. Do not stay and punish yourself. Do not stay and thinking that it's going to get better. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. Remove yourself. Just take your time and remove yourself. See each other another day and say, hi, how are you? Another year, another month. Oh, you are you okay? Oh, yes. So I am good. Yeah. Keep your sanity. Hold yourself in good stead. Good night, everyone.